good thing, isn't it?
The financial crisis has forced many women to return to the workforce and in some cases become the new breadwinner or the co-breadwinner in the household. Well, here with more on the changing face of the labor market is Karen Russo. Karen is a job placement specialist researcher with Russo Consulting. Always good having you on the show.
Thanks. Nice to see you.
Let's talk a little bit about how the recession and really this economic slowdown has impacted female workers. What are you seeing?
Well, since 2011, December of 2011, women have outpaced men in job growth. So the positions that seem to be dominating women's roles are the ones that are in, the healthcare sector and areas that women dominate, certain industry sectors. So that might be a reason why we're seeing this outpacing of men.
And jobs that men have had, construction, manufacturing, we're seeing the economy really scaling back in those jobs.
Correct. And right now the unemployment rate for women is only 8.3%, but it's 11% for men. So right now there's more women in the workforce, a little bit over 50% are women, but they're still in those middle management roles. They're still kind of climbing the corporate ladder, or many of them are going into their own businesses, maybe because they can't get ahead. And right now, the other thing is that if you look at the higher up you go in the corporate chain, senior executives, senior VPs, executive level, there's only 14% women represented in that category. So 50% women in the job market, yet only 14% at the senior level.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to go back a little bit, having to do with what we're seeing more women entering the workforce or getting jobs. A lot of this is just tied to higher education, isn't it?
Yes. And women are outpacing men in college graduation rates. So there's something to the effect of 51% of women receive college education, are awarded college graduation degrees. However, men, it's only 47%. So there's like this dwindling effect going on with men not receiving their college degrees.
Yeah, and that's a whole other segment because that's a real big issue in this country right now.
Issue.
Let's talk about women and what you were talking about, the 14% in senior executive positions, and then why they're not getting there. Do you think maybe women just don't want to be there necessarily because it just doesn't work with a family?
Yeah, I think when you have to be the CEO of your family, and in most cases women are, and then you also have to be the breadwinner in corporate America, sometimes it's easier to take the role that's comfortable for you and to stay there. I have many women that will say to me, I'd love to look at that opportunity, but I have to pick my son up at 6 o'clock.
Right.
So
or I get charged $30 for every 15 minutes I'm late.
Right. Yeah. or they used to tell me that they were going to bring him to the police station. And I was like on the train flipping out.
Yeah, but there are a lot of women in that situation.
Yeah, there's a lot. And so what's happening is that women don't have a lot of opportunity to, really say, oh, I just want to do whatever I want to do with my career. I want to grow my career. I want to go to the next level in corporate America. Sometimes corporate America overlooks them because they know that they have these family constraints or these responsibilities from home.
Yeah. So many women look to starting their own business as an answer. Is that what you're seeing, and is it the answer for women?
Well, it certainly was for me. But, with women in business in general, women are starting to take on and go into their own businesses again. Yeah, I think they like the freedom. I think they have the more flexibility. So, yeah, I do think that there's a growth spurt going on, and women businesses is a growing population. By 2018, they say there'll be 15 million new jobs created, of which a third will be created by women-owned businesses. So that's a pretty interesting statistic to follow.
Are we seeing women supporting women in the workforce, or once women become fully entrenched in the workforce, they're gender blind, and it's, the most qualified worker gets the job?
I think women are inspired by other women in senior level positions when they find them. But as I mentioned earlier, with only 14% being represented at vice president and senior executive levels, you have to look for your mentor. And where do you find that mentor if she's not a female? So I do think women like to help each other. But I also think that the sisterhood needs a little work on that topic.
And your best advice for women today as they're kind of trying to navigate all of, there's opportunities out there, but as you say, trying to make the balance work is really difficult. And a lot of women don't have a choice. I mean, they've they've got to be primary caretaker for their children, or you know, they don't have a live-in nanny, and they also need to bring in a paycheck.
Right. So, you know, what I would recommend to people is when you're in an organization, if you're working in corporate America, find a mentor or a sponsor, somebody that will help you kind of navigate in that organization. And then promote yourself legitimately amongst your peers, because your peers are going to be the future leaders in your company or in another company. So if you're promoting yourself positively with your peers and you're showing people what you can do, then you're going to get, you know, people are going to notice you, and that's going to help you. You're going to also understand the strategic direction of a company and be able to take risks to be innovative.
All right. Good having you on the program, Karen Russo.
Thanks.